Hello, my name is Emily Stolberg, and I chose to learn about visualizing and inferring. What is visualizing? Visualizing is when you read a text and have mental images in your mind from the words provided on the page. It can be referred to as movies in the mind because while we read, we are imagining what is happening, whether we realize it or not. This personalizes each individual's reading experience and can be a useful tool in understanding a text. An example is preferring a book over a movie, which we can all relate to. What is inferring? Inferring is merging background knowledge with text clues to come up with an idea that is not explicitly stated in the text. We can use our background knowledge to draw conclusions or make predictions. Inferring is considered proverbial reading between the lines, meaning we can make assumptions from the information that is given. A great way to teach kids what it means to infer is to play charades. Why are these important in education? Because in any subject, students need to be able to read and understand the material and assignments that are given to them. Visualizing and inferring are ways of learning that can be useful in any subject. For example, in reading, what does the text say and what does it mean? If there are pictures provided, what do they tell me about the story? Writing, how can I describe a feeling or image using words? Math, how can I demonstrate the size of an object with formulas? And science, how can I describe to somebody the space between the Earth and the Moon? Visualizing with wordless picture books is one method of teaching the visualizing in the classroom. Purpose is visualizing to fill in the missing information and having students draw what they visualize. You can use the images provided in the illustrations and combine them with the missing words that we create in our mind to make meaning. And there can be more than one correct answer, as long as it makes sense. The example they provide is Carl the babysitting Rottweiler. The Rottweiler is sitting behind a kid in front of a laundry chute. The next scene, the dog's running down the stairs panicking, so the kids were asked to draw what they think happened in between those two images. There's visualizing from a vivid piece of text, merging prior experience in the text to create visual images and drawing what you visualize. You can ask students to close their eyes while you read the text or have them read the text and draw and label what they visualize while they're reading. You can create mental images that go beyond visualizing. The purpose is to use all senses to comprehend text, such as I see, I hear, I feel, I smell, and I taste. So if you'd close your eyes while I read this poem and you can imagine that you're really there and see what senses are heightened for you. Take a moment, put the worries behind, take in the beauty around, let it relax your mind. Watch the golden glow of the rising morning sun, embrace the peaceful aura of the break of dawn. Savor the soft caress of the gently moving breeze. Listen to its nifty tune among the swaying trees. Enjoy the lovely scene of a floating butterfly, graceful flight and happy tweets of a perched bird up high. Cruise the evening sky in its dazzling splendor, the wide and open palette merging shapes and colors. Relish the loving sight of children having fun, skipping feet and carefree voices under the setting sun. Spare a still moment every once in a while, taking the beauty around, take it in with a smile. Another method is visualizing a nonfiction text, making comparisons. The purpose is to better understand the dimensions of size, space, and time. Drawing a comparison between one object and another is a way to teach this. For example, you could say a T-Rex tooth is 6 inches long, or you can compare it to a banana. Illustrations, graphs, charts, timelines, and diagrams provide visual support to students as they try to understand and acquire information from nonfiction text. Visualizing and reading, showing, not telling, and writing. Creating images with compelling nonfiction. The class discussion of visuals in a text, charting of responses is the activity. So in the example they give, shadow ball, they label the nouns and verbs, such as the running, the sliding, the kicked up dirt, the outstretched glove, the tremendous backhand stab, snagging a quick peg from first and hurling the ball, and it really helps you visualize what's happening. Inferring feelings with kindergartners, helping kids better understand their own and others' feelings. And so you could have a child go in the center with kids around. The child has a word on his back that is a feeling, and the kids are yelling out things that, what makes them feel that way. So I feel sad when the kids can yell, my dad didn't let me go to the movies, my dog died, my sister hit me with a golf club, my friends are sad, summer vacation's over, those kinds of things. Another method is inferring the meaning of unfamiliar words, using context clues to crack open vocabulary. So you want to be able to consider the context, consider included photos, read on and reread, and rather than feeling frustrated with words that kids don't understand, they can use this method to try to decipher what a word might mean. So they have the word, the inferred meaning, the clues, and the sentence. the word was found in. Inferring with text clues. The purpose is teaching the inferring equation. Background knowledge plus text clues equals inference. Rereading to clear up misconceptions. Teachers should look closely at student work and listen intently to student comments to nip misconceptions in the bud. If something does not make sense, students should check their thinking with somebody else. Rereading is one of the best ways to check for meaning. Suggestions for differentiation. Visualizing and inferring lend themselves to differentiation. When kids draw to clarify understanding, they are constructing meaning. Kids taste, touch, feel, and smell their way through books as well as through experiences. So we model using all of our senses to understand what we read, hear, and view. So in conclusion, students visualize and create mental images to make sense of what they read. We look for evidence that they draw and write about their mental images to support understanding. Students infer the meaning of unfamiliar words. We look for evidence that students are using the context to figure out the meaning of words and concepts. Students use text evidence to infer themes and bigger ideas. We look for evidence that students are merging their background knowledge with clues in the text to surface themes and bigger ideas. Students infer and draw conclusions from informational text using features and text structures. We look for evidence that students enhance their understanding and think beyond just the facts as they read textbooks and other nonfiction text. This is my concept that map that I created. You have a text and you're wondering what is it saying, what can be inferred. So Lily's father had her phone in his hand and wouldn't give it back to her. Lily walked away shaking her head and slammed the door. So why did her dad have the phone? Why did she walk away shaking her head, and why did she slam the door? Well, what happened before she walked away? Her father had the phone. What was her reaction? She slammed the door. He probably had the phone for a reason. Maybe she got in trouble. She was shaking her head, so she probably didn't agree with him. She slammed the door, so she must have been upset because people usually slam the doors when they're upset. So we have all the evidence, and so then our interpretation is Lily must have gotten in trouble. So her father took her phone away as a punishment. She did not agree with the punishment and was mad at him. That's one way we can visualize what's happening and infer what it's meaning. Thank you so much. I hope that this helped.